Bonjour YouTube, welcome back with another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the new banners that just released today as I'm posting this video. So we got Mavuika and we got Emily on the banners starting today. Two very good characters, of course. Mavuika is the best DPS in the game. If you consider her best team, of course. Emily is a very good Dendro character, honestly. Like, I think on her release, she was really underrated. Not a lot of people pulled for her, maybe because they didn't like her design or she didn't seem really doing like a lot of stuff. But her personal damage is actually pretty insane. And yeah, overall, she's pretty nice. And she has kind of cool animations, in my opinion. And also, the 4 stars on this banner are pretty good. So yeah, I'm just going to give you my opinion on if you should pull or not, give you pros and cons for each character, kind of showcasing maybe some clears with them or stuff like that. And yeah, also talking about the weapon banner. So we got Mawika's weapon and Emily's weapon. Two good weapon for them personally. But yeah, I'll get back to it a little bit after. But first, Mawika. So as I said, she is probably the best DPS in the game. I mean, she is the best DPS in the game. Now, she's the best DPS in the game when you have her best team, of course. If you don't have her best team, if you don't have any other Natlan characters for whatever reason, so let's say you missed the event with free Auron, you haven't pulled Shilonen, you haven't pulled Silali, Kachina is not really like enough in general. You can use Pyro, Traveler, and stuff like that, but if you don't have her best supports, she's going to feel a little bit underwhelming because it's pretty hard to get her energy back when you play her without Natlan characters. So, like, if she's the solo Natlan character in the team, she's really difficult to play and be consistent in terms of DPS. Now, if you have at least one other Natlan characters like Yansan, who is on this banner, if you have Shilonen, even Auron by himself is kind of enough to get enough energy for her. So yeah, if you have another Nalan characters, she's definitely a very good pull. If you miss her on the first banner, I would say like she makes the game like if you're struggling on some content, like she's such a good character. I'm not gonna go over like power creep and stuff in this game. Like I'm not making this video to talk about that. But yeah, she's the best character in the game if you can play her optimally with her teams. So yeah, overall very good pool. Yansan is gonna be insane with her as well for overload team. If you have Chevalers and Official, for example, if you don't have Oron, Shangling is gonna be insane. Yao Yao overall is a good character as well. She doesn't feel like a lot of teams, and she's not like game breaking. But yeah, this is a very good banner, honestly. And then when it comes to Emily, as I said earlier, like she works great in burn teams, of course. She has very good personal damage. You'll see that she's basically mandatory almost for burn clears on the Stygian Onslaught at the moment, for example. Some people cleared with Arlecchino C0 and Emily C0, and she was a huge amount of damage for that clear specifically. So she's very good. She has a lot of damage. Now, do you need her? Most likely not. If you have Kinage, she's a very good pull, especially if you have Kinage. But overall, I would say like if you're like her, if you feel like you're liking some Dendro or whatever, she's a very good damage dealer. She doesn't work in a lot of teams. She only works really in burn, or you can mix her in like some overload kind of team, overload burn. But she doesn't work in hyper bloom too much or bloom or stuff like that. So she's not as flexible. But in terms of damage overall, she's pretty free to play friendly to build as well. And yeah, she's just a good character overall. Regarding the builds from Mavuika, unfortunately, I feel like she doesn't have a lot of free-to-play options. Like if you don't have the event weapon Melt Flower, or yeah, if you don't have the event weapon Melt Flower, she's not that insane. Like you can use the Fontaine craftable Claymore that is pretty solid on her, but the difference between this and 5-star weapons is pretty insane. If you have a Wolf's Gravestone, if you have Navia's weapon, something like that, she can still be very good. Serpent Spine is also a pretty good option if you have it. But yeah, overall, she doesn't have a lot of weapon options, so you got to keep that in mind if you're not getting her weapon. But yeah, she's still very good either way. Regarding Emily's weapons, as I said, like she's pretty free to play friendly to build. You can build her with Favonius. If you got a Scarlet Spine, it's very good on her. Jade Spear, if you got it from Standard Banner. We got a lot of attack or energy pole arms in the game that can fit. on her. So really, she's pretty flexible, and I would say her weapon is really not necessary. And now regarding the weapon banner, honestly, like I would highly recommend not pulling on this unless you have both 5-star characters already, and you really want to try at least to get one of the weapons. Go for it. But honestly, like the 4 stars are shit. They're not bad. Like sacrificial fragments is good. Dragon's Bane is not that bad. Rain Slasher is not that bad. But those are weapons that you get a million times on standard banner, that we get every time on weapon banner all the time. Like every single weapon banner has Dragon's Bane almost. So I would say like it's not really worth spending your pulls on this banner unless you absolutely want the weapon. But yeah, in terms of value, I would say this weapon banner is really bad. So regarding the teams for Mavuika, if you don't have any Nightline characters, it's not gonna be the greatest. You won't have a lot of options. Let's say you get at least Yansan in the banner, even if you don't have Oron. This is a decent start. You can use Overload team for Mavuika with official and chevaleuse, for example.
Right, team.
This is going to be a pretty good team. Yansan is going to generate enough energy from Mavuika to get her burst. Not the max energy, I think, but it's going to be all right, and the team will perform fine. If you have a run, it's going to be better than official, though, for this specific team, so feel free to do that. And then after that, if you don't have anything else, you can play in like meld team with Pyro Traveler. Pyro Traveler is going to be an okay option, honestly, to generate energy from Mavuika. You will probably prefer Pyro Traveler over Bennett in this case if you don't have any other Nalan. And then you can do Melt with Rosaria, with Kaya, something like that. And then last slot,
extra training never hurts.
then last slot can be something like Kazuha or Kachina. You can also add Kachina. She generates a little bit of energy from Mavuika. It's not going to be as good as Shironen, but she's definitely an option. So you got some options. It's not the greatest, but she can still work with some F2P options, and you can still deal deep damage. Also, she's really insane in the current Abyss. As you can see, we have 75% damage bonus for characters that have 0 energy on the first half. So very good for Mavuika, and she kind of destroys this Abyss with very low investment. And also in the next Abyss rotation, here you can see the next Abyss buffs in the notice. You will get another 75% damage increase for Night Soul aligned damage, so all the Nightline characters. And then the first half will be cryo damage bonus, so we're going to be very good for Skirk, of course. I don't know the enemies yet. I don't look at leaks. But yeah, I mean, Mavuika is going to destroy the next Abyss most likely again. And then regarding Emily teams, once again, like burn teams are going to be her best bet. Of course, with Kinich with double hydro, so it can be Bennett Shengling, can be Mavuika Bennett. It can be basically any double pyro mix. Try to bring a healer if you want to be safe, or a shielder like Toma can be a good option. Like Kinich team is going to be the place where you most likely going to put your Emily, but she can also basically fit in any burn team. You can do Alikino burn with her, so triple pyro Emily. You can do Mavuika burn, triple pyro Emily. You got like some options. It's not gonna be the best. Final option that you can do is also just some overload combined with the burn. So for example, here you can do Alikino, Bennett, Emily, and slap in official in there, and it's gonna be a very good team. You'll still get some burns with Emily, and she's gonna have solid damage. And then you get some official, you get some overload. It's gonna be very solid team as well, and also works very good in the current Stygian onslaught. So that can be a solid team. And yeah, I mean, she doesn't have a lot of options, but her personal damage is very solid. I will show you some Stygian clears where she deals a ton of damage. And yeah, that's basically it, honestly. So overall, 2 very good characters. Emily, not a must pull. Mavuika, the best DPS under certain conditions, but still very easy to play and deal a lot of damage with Mavuika. So I would say Mavuika is a very good pull. If you don't have her, I would recommend pulling for her because she's going to be very helpful in the future. Emily, depending what you have on your account, if you have Kinich, she's a very good pull. If you don't have Kinich, I would probably skip her unless you're absolutely struggling with Stygian Onslaught, the current rotation, and you really want to clear it. She's going to be very helpful for that. But that's basically my take on the banners, honestly. So I would say the last argument for this banner is going to be Yansan and, of course, Shengling. So two of the best 4 stars in the game. Shengling is the GOAT. Yansan is basically a better Bennett for Nightline characters that move a lot. So two very, very good characters. If you have them C0, you probably want some of their constellations. Shengling before C4 is not as good. C4 makes her very, very strong. And then Yansan before at C0 she's still good. C2 makes her much better, and C6 makes her insanely strong. So if you're looking for constellations on these two characters, especially Shengling C4, I would say is a big, big improvement. And then Yansan C2 is also quite nice to get without too much investment. So these two characters are really, really good. Paired together as well, they can work on some teams. So if you're looking for some of their constellations and you don't have Mavuika or Emily, I would say this is a very good banner to pull on. And then I'll just leave you with some Stygian Onslaught clears, some Abyss clears with Emily, with Mavuika, just so you can see their power. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to pull for anyone. I will be live as soon as I'm posting this video. I will be live basically all day for pulls. I will be doing viewer pulls for Mavuika, for Emily. We'll showcase them a little bit more. And yeah, we'll do a lot of Genshin, Spyro Abyss and stuff. So yeah, if you want to hang out, feel free to join. Feel free to go on Twitch. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till the shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways. And
Brighten up the place.
shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're